Hello. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to the first ever TV show I was on. This was on about 3 years ago, I think. It's a show called Dating in the Dark. It's the first ever show I went on and I was 19 years old. So I'm going to react to it and you can see it. You can see what I look like back then. And oh god, it is actually quite an embarrassing show. So embarrassing. But you know, we gotta do this stuff, man. You don't start repeating it. The thing is, when you go on TV, literally, they don't stop repeating it and it never goes. So 19-year-old Shannon, let's have a look at her. What's she doing? Probably being a twat. Obviously it's quite a long episode, so I will skip out some bits, like obviously the bits that I'm not in, because that will just be all day long and we don't want to sit through that all day. Oh, I'm coming up, I'm coming up, I'm coming up, I'm coming up, I'm coming up.
Time to meet the girls they'll be dating.
I would love to actually date a boy version of myself. My personality is quite big, so I need someone that can kind of match up to that.
First up, it's Shannon.
People always say that I can intimidate guys because I'm just too much for people. I want someone that would put a ring on my finger and say voila.
She wants a
Oh my
French
god, look at me! Oh my god, my style was such a like Marilyn wannabe. Yeah, and obviously I look very baby faced. That's what I look like. I look very baby faced. That outfit and those shoes were like the worst idea in the world. But style changes, you know, so...
Things that I thought looked good back then don't look good now.
God, when was that? That must have... 2016. That's when the show was. It's now 2020 people. So yeah, let's crack on.
She says that now, you try getting that drink off her.
Gonna test how shallow we are.
Right, let's go to
Feeling alright, a little bit nervous. Oh,
the date.
let me drink. That's how nervous I am.
Well, what did you think? It's a dark room.
The girls were really lovely, by the way. They're all so lovely and we are still friends to this day. Well, me and Steph in particular.
Oh my god. Have you found the sofa?
It's such a fun experience though. That's the thing, the show is such a good experience. Like, to date people in the dark. I'm so glad I've done it, even though I'm embarrassing as shit on this. But that's just cool to do that. Like, it's so different. Literally see blacks.
Steph and Shannon. I apologise, Jess.
You literally couldn't see a thing. All it was just black, and all you can hear is like other people.
We recovered pretty quickly.
So introduce yourselves, guys.
We've got Danny, Jack, and James here.
Wrong name payback. Burn.
Hi, my name's Danny.
God.
I'm 24.
Hi guys, my name's James. I'm from just north of Brighton. I'm 20, just going on 21. I'm a health coach. I sort out people's nutrition. I'm a personal trainer, so I like to keep fit myself. I like to...
To be honest, they didn't really show much of me in this bit.
On my own, I don't mind.
I felt like I couldn't really get like anything across. It was a bit awkward, to be fair.
And just, you know, I don't like the 9-to-5 job, so anything to keep me going, really.
So James has introduced himself and everything he's ever done. Well, why not?
Shall we talk about past dating?
Oh no.
Disaster dates.
Well, this isn't a potential minefield at all.
I've been single for 4.5 years. I've been on potentially every dating app going.
They even like doing like really dramatic
Tinder,
face
Bumble,
close-ups of me.
Happen.
And it looks like I'm not interested in anything they've got to say.
I just felt myself digging a hole, and again, everyone sort of went a bit quiet. Yeah.
Well, that was pleasant.
Oh my god.
They might have sat through James's whole CV, but Danny's app addiction is too
He
much
did
even for these girls.
bloody
and they're
talk a
off.
lot. This guy, he talked a lot. Nice guy though.
So after all that, who's hot, who's not, who's lost the plot?
Let's skip that shit on.
Who are you thinking at the minute?
Well, I want to go towards the personal trainer. What's it called?
Yeah, you
James, yeah. On a level of connecting dating, I felt like James and I would have probably more to talk about and a lot more things in common.
Shannon spoke out to me. She's a beauty therapist, so I don't like a girl that wears too much makeup, but if she can do it well, then...
It's also like such a long day of filming as well. Like we woke up at like, I think 6, 7, and the whole day we're either waiting about or filming. And oh my god, this show is so backwards with how it's filmed. We had to repeat ourselves a lot of the time and keep refilming all the time. Like we would do a scene together. It's kind of like having to be an actress a little bit, but we would have to keep like repeating the scene. Oh, someone's just come out, now we've got to go do that again, like we haven't seen them before. Like, what?
I wanted to have a lone dove float from the sky and present the
So
results
yeah,
in
I
a gold
chose
envelope, but apparently a text is quicker and cheaper.
for my first
Who
date.
said romance was dead?
Hey Steph, brackets Jess, it's Jack.
Hey Jack, in brackets Bob, it's Stephanie. Are you coming on a date then? Champagne bottle emoji.
So Jack and Steph have picked each other and will be dating first. Unlucky Danny.
This is horrendous.
Jack's well cute. Look at Jack. Stephanie's so lovely as well. Shout out to Stephanie if you're watching. Alright, let's skip on to my date. There's a lot of skipping in this, isn't it? It's because it's such a long show.
Will it go a little more smoothly for personal
Here
trainer
we
James
go,
and beauty
me and
therapist
James.
Shannon, who picked each other?
Shannon?
He's gonna make me work
I'll
out.
try
He's
come to
actually
you.
going to make
Turns
me
out
work
James
out
also
on
hopes to impress with his
ITV2.
buns.
So you get a little bit of an exercise together.
His
Who
actual
does
buns.
this for a date?
Okay, squat.
Not me.
That's it, all of that.
Especially in the dark. Who'd have thought
We don't want to
anyone
outside, do we?
would want to
Work out on the first date in the pitch black
Dear
was
God.
something new.
And hold it at the bottom.
You know when you're just not in the mood to work out? That was one of those
I'm
days.
gonna work out some sort of...
I'm 5'6".
Ah, the old let me grope you to find out how tall you are routine.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not sure if this is okay.
I kind of didn't feel like there was a huge passion flowing.
Okay.
A huge passion.
Never
Oh,
been groped on a first date before.
I know, that was really awkward.
Okay.
Imagine,
I mean,
like,
maybe
having someone
try
touch
stop
you,
saying
your
okay.
body, and you do
Oh,
not
okay.
know who
Okay.
they are.
In terms of what
You
I
don't know what
felt,
they look like, all you know is he's a
Didn't
personal
feel bad
trainer.
at all. It felt fine.
Give us a hug then.
Go.
Some very mild exercise followed by some timid fondling. Was that a good date?
Unless I compare him with someone else, I can't really see if I like him yet.
Yeah, she's
God, my
totally not
features have
asked.
changed a lot.
Right,
Right.
last but not least, it's Dominique,
Changed a
and she
lot.
invited Danny.
Right,
Danny's
part two. Part 2. Oh my god. You guys,
so
I don't know if
far,
you've
our
seen the
daters have
show.
been sizing each other up
The
in
ending.
dark. But what I've arranged next might
Right, so
cause
everyone's
a
had their
proper
dates.
splash.
The first dates now.
Can I get a
Someone
beep,
new's
beep?
coming in. Someone new's coming in. But we'll skip on to when Kira comes in, which we did have to film either
Oh,
twice
let's
or
see if
3
they
times. I
grab
can't
their boobs
remember.
within seconds
But
of meeting
yeah,
her too.
which is awkward when you don't. We didn't know the girl was coming in. She just, it was a surprise, and then we have to
Shocked. My initial
Refilm
thoughts were,
that
oh
twice,
dear,
and I was
she's
like-
just gorgeous, and now it's a bit more of a competition.
I've just been on a group date.
Wow.
Me and the
look at the
boys.
awkwardness.
So has anyone tickled your fancy?
Could be awkward if she says James.
I like the feel of James.
Oh, she didn't. Call the body language expert and tell them we won't be needing them today.
Has anyone tickled your
Right, it's time to put
fancy?
true love at the mercy of science. Before entering the mansion, our daters filled in a compatibility questionnaire. We've used the results to work out who's most likely to cop off with who, and because it's science, it means it's definitely right. Probably.
Oh, look at the little bow in my hair.
First up. And Jack. She'd absolutely destroy him.
I'm not unhappy.
Who's next?
Danny, I told you.
Danny.
Danny
Go on,
and
Danny.
Shannon. Seriously.
I don't know how to think about that.
I was kind of
Stephanie.
glad because I needed another date. Yeah. You don't know, do you? You just don't know who the hell you're with in there. And Danny was definitely the better looking one if I had to
Last up,
choose someone
it's
out
Kira.
for free.
Oh gosh, here we go.
I think it's you, James.
No, I don't think so.
Everyone's good looking in their own way, I guess, aren't they? Personality
I'm happy either way.
is everything.
2 more dates.
Smashing them out.
I know.
Hello.
Right, let's skip on to my date with Danny Boy.
So,
my
one
God, my
date
date.
remaining, and lucky Danny also matched up with beauty therapist Shannon, and this girl means business.
I'm slightly scared of Shannon. She's very direct.
Steph is not that keen.
Is she not?
James and Jack. So I would not bother. She's into like funny, quite funny.
Oh God, not funny enough.
They have chopped that up.
He probably is swaying towards me a bit more. So brutal.
One thing as well, they did not portray that date as what it actually happened. I had to give him a massage and everything. We had to like talk, touch, but they cut that out and then they've like chopped some bits up to look like I'm a psycho. Like they were like, no, not Danny, man. You're gonna have to look a bit like a tit around him.
Okay then. She could eat me alive.
It looks like it was such an awkward date. It wasn't actually that awkward
Really
at all.
good to meet you.
Yeah.
What?
Just looks like I was like, she don't like ya. She don't want ya.
The singletons now face their final round of dates. But first, they say the game of love can be a cruel one. Sorry, girls.
Who's this? Fourth boy? Lucky.
Hello, Jack. It's Matthew.
Hello, how are you?
How have you enjoyed your dating so far?
It's been okay, thank you.
Jack, listen carefully. As you know, there are 4 girls hoping to win your hearts, but I've got some big news for you.
Someone's
One
going.
of them is about to get dumped.
Oh no.
All 3 of you must now decide which girl you no longer want to date. This girl will then leave the
I'm not
house.
going to show that bit just because she might not want me to show that bit. Because it's not obviously a nice thing, is it, to go through. So I'm going to skip that.
And Steph
Now we've got our third
I think I'm gonna pick
and
James.
final
Shut the
date.
fridge door. Jack's invited Steph, but Steph has chosen James.
I'm sorry, bro.
It's all right, mate.
So I say, at this point, I'm starting to feel quite rubbish about myself because obviously I'm feeling like people aren't liking my personality. And I'm like, what the hell? Because to be liked for your personality is very, very important. But yeah, they just weren't vibing with me. I think we were all so different people, to be honest. Like guys and girls.
For Jack, but this is dating in the dark at the end of the day, and I'm a fairly competitive
Jack was in the
person.
same situation as me. So basically, Stephanie has chose
They picked each other.
James to go on a date with. And then Danny and Kira.
Someone not feeling quite so great is Shannon. You see, now that James and Steph have picked each other, it means poor Shannon hasn't been picked at all. But she still has to pick someone. Who's the lucky fella?
Oh, here we go.
Hey James, I've chosen you for the 3rd date just so I can find out a bit more about you. Question mark. Shannon.
Shannon.
It's nice to have 2 girls wanting you. That's for sure.
That was like a dampening to the E. Go. Trust in that. When you got no one that likes you, you're like, what? And you're on TV. But I obviously weren't that great. So let's go on to mine and
Wasn't there?
James's final date.
Looks like James could have blown it with Steph. Luckily, he's
Also,
got
I
another
want to
shot with
mention
Shannon,
there was
who's
another
not
part to this show where we had to actually go into the rooms and see what like things people had in their room. So James had like silver shampoo, like a spiritual type book. He did mention he was spiritual, and a few other things. And we saw their wardrobe as well. But they didn't add that to the show, and that's quite an interesting thing. That was quite a good bit. They should have added that. But yeah, so I thought James had silver hair.
looking
down.
chirpy, and she's not even heard his guitar yet. Over to you, James. Please make it stop.
Oh, playing the
He could
guitar,
not
right, yeah?
No.
play
I mean, I
the
won't go as far
guitar.
as to say he's playing it.
Showing your skills.
I'm not going to show my skills because
Her ears might burst into flames.
There is not many to show up.
Oh, bless you. Obviously he was quite nervous, but it's still quite impressive that he can play guitar.
So, I wonder if you guys
I
could...
feel like the girl that like no one's into. What made
Obviously
you
playing the
not choose
guitar
me?
and being able to
It was
sing.
hairline.
My favourite.
It was hairline factors.
One more time.
It was hairline factors.
Oh, right, of course, yeah.
I'm the type of guy that wants to sort of test all the options, but if I feel like an option is there, then I'll go for it. I'm sort of open-minded, but I want to sort of test all the baskets before I start laying my eggs.
Right, if he can lay eggs, he's definitely on the wrong show.
It's going to be interesting, like, the whole next process, isn't it? I don't know how to feel he did not choose me for the reveal.
I really don't know. I'm so much is going through my head right now. Got a big decision to make in the light reveal. Whether or not I choose Steph or Shannon, I think I'm just going to have to gather my thoughts outside, get some fresh air, and see if I can come to a bit more of a clearer decision.
Well, my guitar-wielding amigo, think quickly, because that moment
Even
is
though TV shows, they can be quite set up anyway, but none of the dates were set up, that was all real. But, yeah, when you're in there, it does feel really real, like every emotion, it's like a lot of pressure to be on camera and you know you're going to be seen by people when we had Prosecco, and yeah, and like, imagine having to go on a date with someone in the dark in general, like it's hard enough going on a date with someone in person and the awkwardness, but then again it does take away the looks, doesn't it? So no one had to worry about what people looked like, so that was quite nice. Your senses really heighten as well.
With all rounds of dating complete, our singletons
Now
must
is the
choose
bit
who
I
they want to
want
reveal
to
in the night.
sing.
Will Cupid fire his arrow, or will he just fire the assistant he left in charge of this whole tawdry affair?
Well, I'm going to send my text to Kira.
So now who's
Sure,
going to
that's
get
no shock to
picked
anyone here.
to
Yep,
be
no
seen?
surprises there, and with Kira keen to reveal Danny too, it's up to Jack to make his decision.
I think you boys know. It's a bit of a no-brainer.
You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to work out who he's going for, Steph. Which means the ball's in Steph's court. Is it Jack or is it James?
I've chosen Jack.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this.
How are you feeling?
Definitely going to decide with James. He seems like my type. Everything he describes is everything I like, so...
No, you've made a good decision, I think.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Well, that makes it easy. Now all James has to do is pick
People.
Shannon and everyone's happy.
Bye. Oh, yeah, do you get it?
Hey Steph, let's see that face of yours, James.
Oh no, this is so awkward.
That is very
Oh.
awkward. And fairly upsetting for Shannon, who hasn't been picked by anyone.
Again.
Do you know what? It was just a lot to deal with. It's stressful, and then, yeah, not getting picked. I was just thinking, what, people actually don't like me for my personality? Like, what's going on here? But it isn't really that deep on the show. But I think there's a lot of emotions going on. I felt quite sensitive. I had a lot of insecurities back then, and I'm just like...
Don't want to be embarrassed on TV. Curious to see what Shannon looks like now.
Now is the real...
Really curious to see what Shannon looks like. Really looking forward to
Get
seeing
that sass on, Shannon. Get that sass
mess
on.
things up by not choosing her.
Once the red lipstick comes on for me-
It's up really.
It's game over. Because
My mind's been all
Like,
over the
some
place with this guy.
power
Now I feel very confident
woman
in
comes
myself.
through me, and I'm
gonna
just
show
like,
I've got it.
I'm owning my shit. Confidence with red on. Here we go.
Is he drooling? I think he might be drooling.
Wow, that is more my type. So more than Steph at this point.
Ooh, what's that
Oh my
face?
God.
It's not like he's holding a guitar.
I like the height and the physique. It just wasn't what I was feeling.
Do you know what? My reaction was actually worse than that because I was so pissed off at the time that I haven't been like chosen, and the producers like to big you up as well, and they're like, yeah, blah, 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 'cause they love entertainment obviously, and I was like, because I was expecting someone completely different from what I saw, but it's not that he's unattractive, it just he was not my type. Now, am I going to wait on
James
the
is heading to
balcony
the balcony first, having settled on Shannon.
for
I'm going to see Shannon on the balcony.
James?
Just because she looks like a bit of a fireball. We're going to have to see how it all pans out, aren't we?
Apparently playing with fire
What's
always
gonna happen,
ends well.
people?
burned.
Made some bad decisions.
I am a fat
Not
ball.
terribly
I am.
gutted at all. The whole reason she didn't join me on the balcony is because I pied her twice. So I think it's only fair she pies me.
It's going to take a very strong, mature man to handle me. I think in the future he needs to learn, just stick to your guns, and if you like someone, stick to that. Don't go playing the field. I'm sure he'll make another girl happy, but he's just not for me.
You made some bad decisions. His ego was crushed. His ego was crushed. Do you know what's even worse? That I had to film that twice. The awkward, you made some bad decisions. They wanted me to say something else. And we had to like think of some like really good thing to say like as I walk out. But yeah. That was the show. My 5 minute of fame. Bit embarrassing, isn't it? It's a bit embarrassing. We do make embarrassing choices in our life, but I'm glad I've done it because it's fun, isn't it? And it's just like, yeah, I've done dating in the dark. Who can say they've done that? Why don't you go and have a date with someone in the dark? Tell me what you think. But anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.